Well, it's certainly taking a long time for governments to really get their act together and harmonize what it takes to travel between countries. I mean, I think that's driven to a large extent by countries still dealing with their own lockdowns and also the terror, the great fear they have of people coming in with the infection. But there's very little or no harmonization of travel restrictions between the different countries. And basically, there are a number of quarantines that are still in place. And as IATA has said, that a quarantine is a de facto travel ban. So we're still really a long way from getting out of the woods for travel to really pick up to any great degree, especially international travel.
When do you see a full recovery? Are we talking about 2023, 2024, or even 2025 at this point?
It certainly seems to be that it'll be a few years before we ever return to 2019 numbers. And of course, a lot of this will depend on a vaccine that, potentially could finish the virus concerns forever. But for the time being, we have a really long road ahead. We're seeing some strength in various domestic markets, thinking Vietnam, China was doing really well, but then you had, the Beijing outbreaks. Korea seems to be doing well. But other than that, it's a very tepid recovery, especially for the regional and international type of travel. So it's going to be a long way, especially since airlines are cutting a number of aircraft and cutting a number of staff. So it'll take them a long time before they can even ramp up, assuming things start to get back to normal from a regulatory perspective.
Greg, I thought it was interesting. Last week, IATA said that mandatory quarantine measures around the world are stopping people from going travelling. Essentially, the message from IATA was that people are just as concerned about going into quarantine as they are about getting the virus. Do you support IATA's proposal for a list of alternative quarantine measures? And what is the industry doing to get people flying again and open up the travel and tourism sector while also protecting their health?
Well, there's only so much that the industry can do because they're really at the mercy of regulators and being allowed to fly into the different countries. I think they've made a lot of efforts about how to help clean their keeping the aircraft. Everybody's going to wear a mask. Flight attendants will wear a mask. The food service will be much reduced. They won't allow people to go to the bathroom whenever they feel like. A lot of these sort of things around that, social distancing at the airports. But it really is going to come back to the regulators. And IATA is correct. I mean, when you have a quarantine, it does amount to an actual ban. I mean, a business traveler is not going to go somewhere where he has to stay, in a hotel for 3, 4, 5 days, up to 2 weeks. And also leisure travelers. I mean, people only get so much holiday per year. And you might have a quarantine when you get to your destination, and then when you return to your home country, there might be a quarantine as well. And this basically kills any desire to travel. I mean, the airlines are struggling with this, but there's only so much they can do. The regulators really need to step up to the plate and harmonize how this is going to work.